Uh, Fine. Okay. So good evening, everyone. I am Pranjal. I welcome you all to another group discussion. Today we'll be talking about the National Education Policy 2020. What can be its benefit, its setbacks, how promising it can be, and what can be the potential challenges before, while, and after implementing it. Before we start the discussion, let us introduce ourselves turn by turn. So, Aryan, please introduce yourself.
Unmute yourself first.
Aryan, you can unmute your mic.
Oh, sorry.
Okay.
Am I audible to you?
Yes.
So, good evening, guys. This is Aryan Sahu, and I'm currently doing my chemical engineering from NIT Mirpur. Let's get started.
Sachin Bhaiya.
Yeah, good evening, everyone. My name is Sachin Pathak. I have done my graduation from SIRTS affiliated by RGPV, and currently I am a mathematics teacher in Bhopal. Thank you.
Girish, you can introduce yourself.
Girish, your mic is off.
Girish, your mic is off.
Hello everyone, myself Girish Ramteke. I'm from VNIT Nagpur, batch of 2020 Mechanical Engineering Department. Thank you.
Piyush, you.
Hello, good evening, everyone. My name is Piyush Soni. I'm from Bhopal. I've done my undergraduate from Electronics and Communication branch from UIT RGPV Bhopal, and currently I'm teaching a technical subject, control systems, at an online platform called Nesto Academy. And like all others, I'm also seeking to improve my communication skills by practicing group discussions. So here we are, and I think we can start.
Ashish.
Thank you, Pranjal. Good evening to one and all present here. My name is Ashish Chaurasia. I am graduate mining engineer, and currently I am waiting for vocational training in Western Coalfield Limited. And here I am to improve my communication skill. That's all about me. Thanks.
Sparsh. Sparsh, unmute yourself and give your introduction. Sparsh, unmute yourself, please.
Hello, I am Naman Shrivastava. I graduated last year from University of Delhi. I was pursuing mathematics honors. Currently, I am on my drop year. So, have a good discussion.
Okay, so you're from University of Delhi. Good.
Sparsh.
Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Hello everyone, I'm Ispar Jate from Bhopal. Currently I am pursuing BE from Petrochemical Engineering affiliated to RGPV from UIT College.
ओके सो आज का मुद्दा है नेशनल एजुकेशन पॉलिसी 2020। हम लोग सभी अभी अभी न्यूज में देख रहे हैं कि मतलब ये काफी अभी ये ट्रेंडिंग है। तो वन बाय वन we'll start giving what we understand about this policy and then we'll see how what are the pros and cons and what are the implementations. So turn by turn we'll say about it according to our respective understandings. So सचिन जी आप स्टार्ट करें।
Thank you, Pranjal. If we look at the background of education policies in India, then first education policy, it was implemented in 1968 under the governance of Mrs. Indira Gandhi. And after that, it was again implemented. Second education policy, it was implemented in 1986 under the governments of Mr. Rajiv Gandhi. And it was again modified in 1992. So, technically, we can say after 34 years, we get our new education policy 2020. And it is very much needed for 21st century students. If we look at the curriculum structure, then currently we are following 10+2 pattern. And in our new education policy, we have 5+3+3+5 curriculum structure according to age. Here 5 means nursery, KG1, KG2, first standard and second standard. Then second stage 3, it means from second to fifth. Then stage 3, it corresponds to standard 7th, 8th, 6th, 7th, 8th. And the stage 4, it corresponds to standard 9, 10th, 11th, and 12th. But the interesting points are in stage 4, I mean, 10th is not the board examination now. In new education policy, class 10th is not the board, but 12th standard would remain board examination.
Yeah.
And in 10th, there are so many options. As in our current education policy, either you have to choose commerce or PCM or PCB or humanity or art if school has available these streams. But now you can choose among your interest. You can choose subjects of your interest. So this is the best thing, I think, in new education policy 2020. So is there anyone who would like to add some point?
Yes, Sachin bhai, I would like to add some points to it. Very well explained by you. The history. Actually, at the last previous session, we actually studied that we need to start from history. Actually, then only we can understand the background in a proper way. So very well explained by you that in 1968, first amendment in the educational policy was implemented. Then I would also like to add some points to your explanation that. This education policy, this new education policy 2020 has taken, whoever has governed, actually given this policy, the team, this team was led by actually Mr. Kasturi Ranjan, who was an ex-ISRO scientist. And this policy, they have taken the maximum number of suggestions from every corner of India. They have covered around all the panchayats, and to the root levels, they have taken the suggestions from. And now, in this particular era, this thing is required actually. As you said, Sachin bhaiya, after 10th, we needed to opt one subject. Either you're from maths, commerce, or arts, or any other biology. Okay. At that time, we used to have 3 to 4 teams. I remember in our schools, we used to have 3 to 4 teams or sections. The class was divided into sections, and we also used to have some quarrels between the sections, that commerce ones, we have a fight between commerce ones and we are better, or we are better. This is a quarrel. At my time, in my school, there used to be a quarrel between commerce students and science students, but now it is not there. Every student can opt the subjects of their own choice. Okay, so if I am interested in maths and I am taking maths as a subject for higher education, but even I'm also interested for economics or polity or any other subject in other stream, I can opt that too. So seeing this policy to happen, I'm actually feeling jealous for the students that will get the benefit of this policy actually, because we are not having that sort of luckiness. That's why. Okay, moving on. This 5+3+3+4 policy, actually the 10+2 conversion to 5+3+3+4, there is a little bit of confusion among all, that what is this actually. The 10+2 system was actually, it said that 10+2, that means 12 years, you will be governed by the government. Okay, you will go to school, and 12 years the government will actually supervise you according to your education, and they will govern you, they will give you the grades, and then after that you will be just given to any university that you choose. Okay, so you can say 10th we have done from a board, CBSE or any other state board. 12th we have done from a board or any other board or CBSE board, but we don't say we have done graduation from any board. Okay, we say we have done graduations from any university or any other, like one of the participant is from Delhi University. So this 10 plus 2 has now converted to 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4. Again, 12 years are same. 12 years government will supervise you in your schooling, but the moment has changed. Actually the way of supervision is actually changed, and the root level from where the student is going to school from the when he is 6 year old, now they want us to move the kid to school when he is 3 years old, and he will play in the school for 3 years, and then after that his schooling will actually start. But in these 3 years when he will go to school to play, he will actually like the school, and this will be the change, okay, in the ground level. So I'll come back to some more points to add. Before that, if anyone wants to add at this point of time, he can join.
I would like to have a say on this. Like as Sachin Bhaiya said, like the TAN board has been abolished. It has not been abolished. It will still be continued as it's written on the that PDF I have got, the cabinet approved National Education Policy 2020. The 10th education, the 10th board will be continued also with the 12th, but the high school, as we call it, will be from 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th. Previously, it was only 11th or 12th. So the distinctions, has been changed. Like previously, it was this, if you used to call it like in Maharashtra, people used to call it junior colleges. It was like 11th and 12th. Now it will be from 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th. So this is the difference. And about this like particular, I just thought about it. From implementing the last changes from last curriculum, the last education policy to new education policy, this pandemic is playing a role of bridge. Like we are at our homes, not not engaging ourselves into any uh, so-called like education system, or not having any literal classes, very legit sessions of anything like that. But if you see that, we have a very great chance to, like, if a new system gets approved and gets legalized from the upcoming year or semester, we will be ready. We will be prepared for that. Like, I guess this was the very right time to introduce a new education policy amidst the pandemic is there, but this is a very crucial way. Like the people will have a time to like reflect to it, have a thought on it, and get themselves ready for it. I'll come back with more points like this. Anyone would like to add something to it?
Yeah. Well, thank you everyone for thank you Sachin, Piyush, and Aryan for the history and specific points of the new education policy. Like what I want to say in this topic, I would like to start with. We have always heard that youth is the backbone of our country, but there's one thing that is missing, that is not being told, and that is being like underestimated most of the time. I would like to say, as youth is the backbone of a country, education is the backbone of the youth. So indirectly, education is the backbone of our country. So I'm very glad and I'm very happy that the new education policy has been came to rise up after 34 years. There are what I liked about this new education policy is that it has been inspired by other countries' education policies that are that are developing at very exponential rates, like Europe and China. How much even if we are ignoring much of the things that are going on in China, I would like to point out that their education policy has been changed for more than 30 years, and they have seen many a change in their youth and their talent and their innovation in their country. Nowadays, everywhere on the internet, we come to see many of the things about their innovation, new technologies they are producing. I like this thing about new education policy. In the new education policy, it has been mentioned that from 6th people will be introduced to coding. I think that is a huge step taken towards the child. I mean, towards the students. If they came to know about the coding earlier in the stages, they can be very innovative in the coming years, in the 4 years, 5 years, and they can choose their career in that case, like if they like it. Again, as we all know, the classes versatile nature of education will be provided. I think they will develop. I would like to say develop a more expanded scenario to choose their careers. They will get a huge area to introspect to where to go and where to stop and which field to choose. Uh, Okay, I would like to hear all your other points. Then we'll be discussing pros and cons. At that point, I'll speak more points. Thank you.
Thank you, Girish. I would like to add some points. Currently, the education sector have a dedicated GDP of 3%. Now it will be increased to 6%, which is almost doubled. And actually, the idea that as our we all know that our constitution is copied from many countries and similar, and it has been successful. I guess most of the people will agree with me. And now again, the education policy is taken from many countries, especially from the Western countries and Germany. So actually, we all know that vocational activities had been added. Most of us consider it as inferior jobs, but I guess the addition of these vocational activities won't be considered any more inferior. Actually, I don't consider them inferior, but actually the locals of Indian on the well we generalize people consider it as inferior, and I liked it a very lot. I liked it very much. And the other thing I liked is that multiple entry exit program. In the first After the first year of your degree, you will be get certificate. After second, diploma, and after third year, bachelor's, and and if you are studying a 4 year program, you will be given a bit better than bachelor's. Actually, I don't remember its name, but and one of the best thing that top 100 universities of all over the world can open their campus in India, which was not earlier allowed, and even Congress tried to implement it, but at the time BJP opposed it. But since BJP has introduced it, I guess it was just a tactical move, and there are certain backdraws. I guess, up to the class fifth, we will be taught in the local languages. Actually, it might not be negative point for all, but for some, like, actually there are many army, navy going. There are many parents which are in the army, navy, and banks. They have to travel in different states. So if a student had education till class fourth in say the Tamil or Telugu, but if he is shifted to Maharashtra, there will be a language problem. I get it is a negative point, and according to me, another negative point is that MTech, the MS, the value of MS should be increased. Currently, the MTech has more value, but the degree of MS should have more values. Thank you. That's all.
Deepak is with us. Deepak, please give your intro.
Hello guys, my name is Deepak Tadev. I'm from Bhopal. I am petrochemical engineer from UIT RGPV Bhopal. Currently, I am working on my project I am actually making a website for online courses and working in education field since 5 years. Thank you.
Deepak, will you
Deepak, we are
please turn
hearing.
on your camera?
Yes.
We would like to see you.
Okay.
Ashish, would you like to add some points?
Thanks, Pranjal. I would like to add some points. You all have discussed, you all have elaborated in a best way. I don't think a few points remain to be included. But I would like to add two more points in it. That is GER. In the bill that has been in the policy, that new policy that has been introduced, one term that is coined, named GER, gross enrollment ratio. The main aim of this policy is to make GER 100%. So this is the main point that I have wrote down to be discussed. And the next point I would like to mention, it will somewhere vibrate the agenda of Sustainable Development Goal 2030 actually. In our Sustainable Development Goal 2030, what we have few points included in it. 17 points we have, in which quality education is one of them. Education is one of them. So it will definitely fulfill particular points. So that's two points I would like to mention.
Okay. Naman, are you with us? Naman Srivastav. Hello, Naman. Would you like to add something to the things which everyone has said?
Yes, sir. Well, this is nothing much to say for me. But as all of you know, that new education system has divided the system in 5 plus 3 and plus 4. So the new thing is that the foundation stage, the kindergarten was not previously attached in government. Now the government can directly manage the kindergarten. Uh, Currently, government manage the kindergarten via Anganwadis, but they are not trained in educating. Like they are not certified to educate the kids. They can take care of the kids, but still we need trained Anganwadi Karyakartas so that they can provide a strong foundational stage. And moreover, the co-curricular evaluation and reviews by peers is a, I guess, excellent step. And the objective, like to make the ratio of teacher and pupil in class is 30:1, is a great initiative. And like he mentioned that gross enrollment ratio is a goal for 2035. So the main problem with this new policy is that it is a long-term implementation period. It will take at least 50 years to implement this properly. And policy is not a law; it's a commitment by a government. So we have to see. And education is a subject of concurrent list. That is, a state and the central government both can make laws and implement accordingly. Since India has central board and state boards like CBSE, ICSE, and Tamil Nadu board, Maharashtra board, so it could be a little difficult to maintain the balance. That's it for now. We'll add some more points later.
I
Deepak,
would like
would you like to
to,
say?
yeah, Pranjal, I would like to point out that Naman has pointed out really good point here, that if the teachers are not well trained, so how matter we change the syllabus or the new education policy, there would be not a drastic change. There would be really slow change in our new education system. That's very like I like that point very much. And there's another point told by us first. That was, what if the if up to up to sixth of age, children are be taught in their regional language. There are circumstances where people migrate from one state to another. In that case, there is a drawback in that. I think the officials should be seeing this or making amendments in that new education policy on the way, as it is going. Yeah, I'd add to point out this very two good points by Scorch and Naman. Thank you.
Till now, we have seen what NEP 2020 is according to our respective understandings. Now, definitely, after seeing the highlights, we feel that it's a a very good step taken in the direction of education by the government, that how the things will be implemented, how much actual time will be taken. Although they have, said that it will be 50% of the work will be done by 2025, and 2035 is the limit when we are planning to implement it fully across the country. But there are certainly some pros and cons which this policy has. So let's point out the pros and cons according to our understanding, that what we think are in this policy. So let's start one by one. Ashish, would you like to start about the pros and cons?
Yes, I would like to I would like to tell about the disadvantages what we have already discussed actually. The one point is to teach the children in their mother tongue actually. So in as we can see in foreign what happened students will be taught in their mother language, but when they were in a primary class, after that the mind actually I would like to mention one point. It is found that the main development stage of mental faculties of a child till age 8 years. After that if मतलब बंदा कहीं ना कहीं 8 साल बाद इतना तो वो हो ही जाएगा कि मतलब अपनी जब लैंग्वेज सीख सकता है वो, मतलब जैसे इंग्लिश में फ्री 8 साल के बाद वो इंग्लिश बढ़िया सीख सकता है, उसका 8 साल तक बढ़िया हिंदी में ही पढ़ाया जाए या फिर जो भी उसकी मदर टंग है। तो मतलब ये कहीं ना कहीं कम इफेक्ट करेगा कि 8 साल तक यदि आप मदर टंग में पढ़ाते हो तो उसके फ्यूचर में भी कहीं ना कहीं इफेक्ट पड़ेगा, क्योंकि उस समय वो उतना वो नहीं हुआ होता है, मतलब वो कर सकता है आगे 8 साल के बाद। तो एक ये भी है कि मतलब वो 8 साल के बाद इंग्लिश अगर सीखना चाहे तो कर सकता है आगे।
Okay,
तो ये एक पॉइंट था।
okay. So according to Ashish, children can face problems if their parents are moving from one state to another. If he taught a certain language up to a age of 5, and if his parents are moving to another state, for example from Kerala to Maharashtra, so how would he learn a new language from that age? So that's definitely a strong point. But I slightly disagree to this point. Like, my mother tongue is Marathi. I live in Madhya Pradesh. From my early childhood, I have been speaking in. I have taken my education mostly in English. But after moving to Nagpur, in the beginning, I was not able to understand my to read Marathi. But after a couple of years now, I can read Marathi, I can speak Marathi, I can write. So that's not a but that's something which is subjected to personal qualities of a person. It varies from person to person. Aryan, would you like to add?
Yeah, I would like to add a very important drawback first of all, because we have seen the most of the positive like pros, we have seen a lot. But I would like to add something. There's a very little or approx zero guidelines for faculty and the teachers. It is about the like education policies, like this will be taught, this will be done, this will be like according to syllabus, this will be like certificates will be given to you. But there's no description who and how will it will be done. Like it is no specification about the teachers who will be guiding us throughout the journey, like what sort of teaching methodology will be implemented and what, and in a whole broad way, like there is no zero guidelines for faculty and teachers. I feel like if there is a teaching or there is a education policy, the rules to be if there are 10 number of rules for students, then that it should be 10 number of rules for the teachers and the faculty as well, because they play a very major role and very important role in our society and our education system.
That's definitely a very strong point. If the teachers are teaching us, so they need to be educated equally or maybe better than us. if they are not
Yeah.
educated in a proper manner, how can they educate us? Basically, okay, if I will move towards Sachin Bhaiya. Sachin Bhaiya, you can speak.
Yes, Pranjal. See, implement as cabinet has approved new education policy 2020, but implementing it across the India is a time-taking process. And yes, there are more guidelines are to be coming, you know, because it will take more time to implement this across India. But I would like to add one point. According to Albert Einstein, it's a great saying: "Do not judge the ability of a fish by its do not judge the fish by its ability to climb a tree." Because in our current education policy, am I audible?
Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
In our current education policy, see what is happening. I am good in physics and I love music, and I have spent my whole year to explore music. But at the end of the year, I'm going to write my examination on chemistry and maths, and the end result will decide whether I am literate or illiterate. But now in this education policy, if I love music and I want to explore this, and along with that, if I love mathematics or physics, I can continue with that. And at the end of the year, I'm going to write examination on music and on mathematics, and I'll become literate and contribute to literacy rate of India. But currently it is not happening, because I am going to write examination on which subject which I have no interest. So I'm not going to contribute in Indian literacy, and at some point of time, I have to take a drop and become dropout. But now this new education policy, it provides you so many alternatives to continue with your dream subjects and learn, explore. Yes, I agree with you all about the quality of teachers, but when you are studying your favorite subject, I don't think you need a teacher. You
Yes,
just
you're
need a
right.
passion, you need a curiosity that you have, and you can explore completely. And at the end of the time, when you're going to write your examination, you will definitely do well, whether you have a good teacher or not. So this new education policy, it totally focus on the welfare of students, I think, rather than teachers. We know that currently we do not have the quality of teachers that we need. Do you think
No, it's not.
our college
It's not.
in our college in our schools, we have that quality of teachers? I don't think so.
No, it's not.
and
Not even in IITs or IITs.
and believe me, this process will also continue in future. But the inclination of new education policies toward students rather than teachers, because now we are going to take those subjects in which we can explore by ourselves, because we live in the age of internet. We don't need any teacher. I think if we have the craving to learn, I don't think we need a teacher. uh, we are practicing communication skill, and we do not have any expert in this group right now, but we are learning. So I disagree with Aryan Sahu about the guidelines of teachers, because the new education policy is totally for the welfare of students, not for the teachers. There must be a guideline. I don't know, but this is all what I need to say.
Very well
Maybe,
said, Sachin.
maybe,
Sachin Bhaiya.
maybe Miss Sachin sir got triggered because of the word I used, teacher. But here my intention was,
नहीं, ऐसा नहीं है.
but as you see,
Not take it personally, Aryan
uh,
sir. You are my
I'm not
friend.
taking personally. Yeah, yeah. Obviously, there is a group discussion. But as you
And
said, like in these times, we don't need a teacher. But I would like to ask you something. You are a teacher. You
yeah,
know the you know every mistake, every negative point of a student you are teaching. In a classroom, there is a group of students, suppose 30 students. So the teacher knows like what this particular student knows about, like what is his capabilities, what is his weaknesses. But
Aryan, I have been
yeah,
teaching since 2015,
yeah,
and I never taught a student who don't want to learn mathematics. And this is what our current education system doing.
Yes,
I
of
have
course.
to teach those students who has no interest in mathematics. But in future, I'm going to teach mathematics to those students who actually has taken mathematics as their favorite subject.
but I would like to say something. As I have experienced in my whole school life, uh, teacher is not only responsible to teach you the subject. It's like so many other things. The teacher plays a role, like in the background. You cannot see it like in the course book or something else, but you can learn. You go to school because there are reason, because there's a like in the ancient times, if we see, like there was no internet, there was no other things, but the uh, people used to go like if you say like Ramji, Lakshmanji, they used to go to ashrams to learn, to get separated from their parents. They used to get separated from the parents and learn in in the being of their teachers, in the being of their gurus. So they used to, because these are the, we can easily dodge this online teaching skills of like teacher has no ability to judge on the particular character of a student. So I would like to know, like, how would the character improve?
Uh, I would like to add something. Character is a very personal thing. Even Ravana went to ashram, Ram Bhagwan as well. But Ram was a different personality and Ravan was very different. So we can't compare. Similarly, we can't compare our education system. Satya Nadella, Sundar Pichai, इंदिरा नूई, उन सब ने भी यहीं से पढ़ाई की है और वो सब बाहर जाके आज बहुत अच्छा कर रहे हैं और देश का नाम रोशन कर रहे हैं। तो उनमें वो करने की इच्छा थी, कि भी उनको वो मिला वो जो वो करना चाहते थे और शायद हम वो चीज नहीं ढूंढ पाए या शायद उसमें उतना स्कोप नहीं है। मैं जनरलाइज कर रहा हूँ, मैं पर्टिकुलरली नहीं बोल रहा हूँ। तो वी कांट एक्चुअली ब्लेम जस्ट द टीचर्स और द सिस्टम। where there is a way। अगर हमारी सच में इच्छा होगी हम ढूंढ लेंगे। हम जितने भी लोग यहाँ पे हम काफी ऐसी चीजें कर रहे हैं जो हमें किसी ने सिखाई नहीं है, लेकिन क्योंकि हमें करना अच्छा लगता है तो हम कर रहे हैं और काफी अच्छे से कर रहे हैं। तो इट्स नॉट
I
जस्ट
guess
अबाउट।
in the topic.
यस श्योर नमन।
Anyone got?
यस नमन, you want to say something? You want to add something?
There are a couple of points actually. Like it first mentioned about the GDP, the 6% GDP target. So it is not a new thing actually. 1986 and 1968 he also mentioned about the GDP target, and 1986 has the specific 6% GDP target, but they were never able to achieve it. Not even the NDA 2014. So just setting up a target is not everything. You have to work to achieve it. And the foreign institute thing that the NDA government is allowing the foreign institute to set up in India can actually cause trouble, since the foreign education system is mainly based on the loan based actually, not the grant based system. The government will not provide them any grant, so they will expect more and more fees from the students. So this will lead to the class divide. Those who can afford education, those who cannot will get unfairly unequal learning. Right? Yeah, that's it.
Okay, Piyush.
Okay, let me first admire the points of Sachin sir. As he said, if we want to learn something very badly, if we are curious about anything, then we don't actually need a teacher who teaches that thing in which we are curious to learn. Okay, we all are here. We 9 people here are doing the discussions since last 40 to 45 minutes. I think we don't need. Actually, we don't. No one has bring here by any pressure. Okay, we have come here on our will. Okay, why? Because we want to add something to our skill. We want to learn something. We want to learn a skill which can excel, which can help us excel in our lives. Okay, so that is a very important and very amazing point that Sachin sir has said, that if we want to learn something very badly and we are curious about it, we don't actually need a guidance on it. Or if we get any personal, any guidance, any sort of, any small kind of thing, what we say, डूबते को तिनके का सहारा. Okay, so if we get that sort of thing, we can excel in that particular field. Okay, so very much good point. I would like to add some points regarding the cons. Okay, what are the different challenges that the Indian new educational policy 2020 will, I think, place. I think all of the points have already been covered. Just I'm polishing on that points. Okay, so first, that first thing that Sparsh said. Okay, he said, when suppose I'm a kid of 2 years or 3 years, I'm somewhere around India. Okay, and after 2 years my parents got a transfer and I moved to a different place, so I need to understand a different language and it will be a little bit difficult for me. So it will restrict in movements. Okay, there will be some restrictions in movements due to these things. Okay, the transfers of all the government officials, the transfers will happen, it will not remain the same. Okay, so all the things will remain the same, but it will affect the education of smaller, okay, the kids which are less than the age of 5 years. Okay, so because they need to have certain kind of adjustments according to the area they are going to. The second thing is the implementation. Of course, Naman has put a very good point. The implementation, it has a very long implementation. Okay, the vision is set up to 2035, 15 years from now. So we can expect that we are almost we are having 15 years that we can say this policy will be implemented fully. Okay, 2035. It's a long scale, long term plan. So, and the third thing, it is the acceptance. Okay, like Sachin sir said, that I love music and I have explored music all the year, and I need to write the exam which I haven't know about. Okay, I need to write the exam on physics, but I know music, and if I knew music and I don't know physics, then I'm a dumb student. That sort of thing this education system was having, but it is not right now. It is a very good point, but the acceptance is very important. Okay, always the implementation and the acceptance is very important. When I was a kid in school, I used to go to martial arts trainings. Okay, I have learned along with Pranjal, I've learned around 6 to 7 years of martial arts, and I badly wanted to continue that thing. Okay, I badly wanted, if someone will say that the training is going on here only, I'll go in the lockdown period also. Okay, that much badly I want to have that skill. Okay, to continue that skill, but due to academic reasons, due to some family pressures or relatives pressures, that if you just continue your sports, you will be down in the academics. Okay, so all those things just restricted me to excel in that field which I badly wanted to. Okay, so I think the minds, okay, the acceptance of parents, the moral thing that we need to have inside us. Okay, the policies will change. Okay, it is very easy to change the policies on paper, but it is really hard to accept. Okay, so if the acceptance to these things become easy, so it will also be easy for the students to excel on their own interest, and the parents should also allow to do all these things to them. Okay, I was reading one actually a community post that according to this vocational training only, there is a very nice movement going on that middle stage students who are from 6 to 8 will be given the vocational training, and community, one different department, Parak, will be there, where the full form is Performance Assessment, Review and Analysis of Holistic Development. There is a separate department which will judge the students according for their vocational trainings and the different curriculums they are going on outside the school, different from the academics. But here also they compared this vocational training to child labor. Okay, I just read a post, they compared this thing to child labor, that the government is promoting child labor if they are training students for doing this carpentry or welding like of works. Okay, so this sort of mentality first we need to remove. Government policies can be changed, they can try to bring a change, okay, but we need to accept this, we should be ready to accept all these things. If we can accept this, everything will be in a smooth chunk. The third thing which have already been covered, but I just want to add one more point, it is a concurrent thing. Okay, if anything big wants to be changed, has to be changed, okay, the education policy has to be implemented all across the India. We are running this small thing here, we are running a group called GD practice sessions, and we don't initiate this, we don't do this thing without a group. Okay, we are planning in the background what sort of topics we need to have, what sort of things we need to have continuously, session by session, so the entire audience should be interacting. Okay, so it's a group kind of thing, and this particular education policy as of now is centralized. Okay, all the powers have been given to the center, and they have not even discussed with the state governments, and that's why the state governments are just accusing this thing, because they have not been asked about it. So if we want to implement anything to the roots, we have to connect to the roots, and they have not connected it, they are centralized. Actually, they are forcing the different state governments to implement this policy even without just advising or just discussing with them. Okay, so how can any government, which is actually the policy is going on from last 40-50 years or last 34 years, okay, so how can they accept in a smooth way if they are not being discussed, or if they are not being involved in this particular thing? So I think there should be, because it is a concurrent thing, because it is a concurrent subject, so all the state government and the central government should have worked properly in a group kind of thing, in a combination manner, so that this implementations can be done smoothly, and the acceptance of people, of course. So all these things I wanted to add. Over to you, Pranjal.
Okay, Girish, would you like to add some more points?
Yeah, I have some points to say. Piyush, first of all, very well said. I really like your point. Yeah, I would like to discuss two of the pros and two of the cons. I feel. So first of all, the pro I feel this new education policy, like scenario is that more expanded scenario for careers. Yeah, I think as of now, all over the India, we have only two major broad categories for careers, that is engineers, doctors, science, or medical students. I think this new education policy, if it is implemented properly, will bring more exposure, like expanded scenario for new careers, and I think that is indirectly result into a new society, like new society idea. Like right now, everyone is focused on math or engineering or medical field, and that's the mindset of society rather than the students are the older people who have been through this particular years of education, learning, they have a different thinking on that. So that's the first pro. And second thing is what we have seen is that while approaching a new career or a new level of your education, many of the students force themselves to learn the skills they don't even like. They have to work in the city. So I think people, students will really get new skills. Like it has been mentioned that from vocational learning as well as discussed now, as well as the coding skills, and many of the skills the students will like, that skills that can be developed by they can implement in their life. So I will be discussing points. I think first point I have been seeing that is major missing in the current education policy as well as the new education policy is that the missing counseling for study. Right now we can see many of the people are like are fraud who like run this business of counseling outside the education system. Like you should put your child in this stream of education, this stream of education. What is this counseling for career is being taught as a different subject, not as a subject, but as a guidance to every other schools from childhood itself. What is the alumni like in your colleges to guide the students? I think this is a major drawback I see in the current as well as the coming policy that even if the student will be doing what he likes, the further path can be discussed by the superiors who have been excelled in the past. The counseling for career is a must I think. Second, that is missing. Second point I think is that implementation of this new education policy at the very root of the system. At the very local part, local regions of the state. In Jilla Parishad school as every other private education. In the current scenario of our country, we know that at the very base of country, students are given major means to bring them to the school. That is the catch there. I think, but students are not coming willingly. Like that needs to be improved. At the very, as you said, to make something very big, it has to be started from something small. I think if the importance of education is being referred as of what you like, to be educated of what you like, as it is implemented at the very base of our country, I think it will be very well implemented in the larger section of the society and big parts of our country. So I would also like to, these are the points and pros and cons. I would like to also add the point while Aryan Pao mentioned that the teachers training or like teachers need to be improved, like teachers education system needs to be improved. My take on that was there are certain parts of country and we hear this news now and then that in many of the schools at the very local level or very low or regional level of the country, the teacher is teaching math even if they don't know the basic of any math. My take on what teachers was that those people are just there for the money. They are being selected for the job, like a government job, they are being selected to the government job for money, which in turn affects the education of the country. Those students, even if there are 100 students who are being like have a disadvantage of that teacher, I think in the coming future, with their competing in any other exam or any other career field, I think they'll feel this disadvantage that they have not been taught properly even if they like. Even if anyone likes anything, for their further knowledge, if it has not been taught them properly, we cannot excel properly. Like if I know 1 to 10, if I have not been taught 10 to 20, I cannot move forward in the importance of that. My take on was that to improve the system or to check the teachers. Like Sachin sir was there, what he is doing that he likes what he is teaching, he likes it very much. He has the proper knowledge of it. So that makes him one of the best teachers out there. So that's the thing my take on was that to check if the teacher is very genuine, he is
So I guess the government it will improve the new education policy to improve the scenario of our education.
Definitely. So we have seen many pros and cons in a very elaborative manner. So there are definitely some pros, there are definitely some cons, there are definitely some things which are yet to be revealed by the government with how it will be implementing this policy. Are there some more points which someone would like to add before we conclude the session?
Yeah, I would like to on the topic statement that not yet been implemented to clean this feeling about that. So these are the very basic and people are still procuring at a level, not a sorry, social very need of the need of so at least when you see like most of the grown up, most of the teens, they have knowledge about it or they do it wrong. If they do it like do it right or they have a very stylish mental health issues, then there is a chance like there will be more focus about their mental peace after all. Because in the end you may achieve your goal, you may not achieve them. So that's the thing, like and they have seen like can't do that too much and suicide. So was not very good time. So that was not because it was like unsuspected, it was very successful. It was very compared to others. And it was the most popular person, one of the most popular persons in India. But all of this that was like the other thing after it like many courses have been going on want to like have any towels just from PM and they just want to but they are for their not for they don't care about government health, they care about their sympathy. Like it's a trendy for the thing. So like I don't want to go on very towards that, but yeah, mental health should be implemented. Should have been implemented, and that could have been much better.
Okay. I guess Naman still want to add some points. Naman, are you with us?
Yes, the common entrance exam I think is a quite good actually. This can actually save a lot of my application fees since we used to apply for JEE and state entrance exam and separate university or college exam. But again, it is not a mandatory thing. So the private college can will still hold their own exam so that they can generate revenues from application fees. So if they can mandate the common entrance exam for all, it would be a better. It would be better. That's
Okay, I would also like to add some one more point in the similar lines that like Aryan said. Uh, I think we all have listened or we all have heard for this story that one student was there who was very intelligent throughout his schooling, who was very intelligent in his university, and also he went to US. He made a lot of money, and then in the recession of when the recession was there in the 2008 in America, he committed suicide along with his family. Apart from that, at that time he was having around $1 million in his bank account, and he thought that he will not survive afterwards. Okay, then after that, after his death, when research was done on his mind, then as a conclusion they said that this man was programmed for success. He was programmed for success, but he was not able to handle the failure. Okay, so I'm expecting one thing from this education system. I think it is there. Slightly, we are seeing some things that the result from now onwards in this new education policy will be a combination of marks, your own assessment, what you think about yourself, your friends, what your friends think about yourself, and what ultimately what your teacher thinks about yourself. Okay, it will be a common assessment of all these things. So we are going in that path, but I'm expecting this that our education system, this new policy, should also make some changes like we should also be taught that failure is not bad. Okay, failure is a first attempt in learning. We just read these lines in our pages, we paste these lines in our walls, but I think this should be taught in the schools that failure is not a bad thing. uh, till now a successful person is treated very in a good way, and if a person is continuously facing the failure, he's not being even he's not able to some have some basic dignity. Okay, he's not being given that attention sort of thing. Okay, and everyone is just trying to get rid of him. So this should not be there. I think I'm expecting this from this new education policy, that it should teach us how to handle failure, and failure is not a bad thing. It is a part of life. So to be successful, you have to cross that barrier of failure, and it will teach you something. The basically what we should have to be mature, we should have experience. Okay, and how can we be successful? When we make good decisions. We all have read this. And how can we learn to make good decisions? By making bad decisions. Okay, so we should accept this thing, that we should learn the ability to make decisions, whether may it be correct or wrong. Okay, so failure will come, but we should have the acceptance of failure, and then only we can get the success. Okay, so that should be the definition of success, and these things should be included. That's all from my side.
I feel personally attacked, Piyush.
फाइन एक चीज जो छूट गई है, मतलब मैंने एक पॉइंट लिख के रखा था, मुझे लगा कोई ना कोई वो बोलेगा, लेकिन वो रह गया है। एजुकेशन में सिर्फ टीचिंग नहीं आती है, एजुकेशन में रिसर्च भी आता है।
Of course.
तो इसकी ज़रूरत ये है कि ठीक है हम टीचिंग पे फोकस कर रहे हैं, हम इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर पे फोकस कर रहे हैं, पॉलिसी पे फोकस कर रहे हैं, लेकिन रिसर्च पे भी फोकस होनी चाहिए कि बच्चों को क्या पढ़ाना जाना चाहिए, क्या नहीं पढ़ाना जाना चाहिए, किस तरीके का पढ़ाना चाहिए, किसको क्या पढ़ने की ज़रूरत है। तो रिसर्च पे भी आई थिंक, मतलब अभी तक मुझे पता नहीं है ग्राउंड रियलिटी क्या है, लेकिन आई थिंक रिसर्च पे भी फोकस होना चाहिए।
Yes.
What I feel is कि like definition of success should be decided by one who is approaching towards it, not decided by
Yes,
like,
of course.
You should be in your own race. You should be in your own race. You have to decide like towards good deed, not कि आप कल जाके तालिबान join कर लिया और terrorist बन गए, नहीं. It should be towards a good deed.
Be it here today.
Now,
Just be better tomorrow. Whatever you're today, just be it here today. If you're doing this, you're
Be it here
successful.
today.
और एजुकेशन के लिए बच्चे सिर्फ टीचर्स पे डिपेंडेंट नहीं रह सकते हैं। जो एजुकेशन होता है वो 3 स्टेप में होती है। पहला स्टेप होता है वो आपको अपने पेरेंट्स से, आपकी फैमिली से मिलता है। सेकंड इज द टीचर, एंड उसके बाद आपको जो फ्रेंड सर्कल है, आपको जो पीयर ग्रुप है। तो एजुकेशन इन 3 लेवल्स पे होता है। सिर्फ जो एजुकेशन पॉलिसी है ये डेफिनेटली हमको ये जो स्कूल से रिलेटेड जो फॉर्मल एजुकेशन है वो तो हमको मिल जाएगा, बट वी आल्सो नीड टू कंसंट्रेट ऑन द अदर 2 लेवल्स। तो हम सभी कभी ना कभी पेरेंट्स बनेंगे, सो इट्स इक्वली इम्पोर्टेंट। हमारे पेरेंट्स कुछ चीज हमको सिखा पाए, शायद कुछ चीजें वो नहीं सिखा पाए। सो इट इज ऑल्सो इम्पोर्टेंट कि हम बच्चों को वो चीजें सिखा पाए और बच्चों को ऐसा सर्कल दे पाए। जाकिर खान का मैं एक पॉडकास्ट सुन रहा था, तो उसमें उसने बोला कि उसके पापा ने उसको बताया कि जो दोस्ती होती है वो घर वाली होनी चाहिए, क्योंकि जो दोस्त आपके घर पे आते हैं, आपके पेरेंट्स से बात करते हैं, वो कहीं ना कहीं रिस्पॉन्सिबल फील करते हैं आपकी तरफ कि कहीं आपके साथ कुछ गलत हो गया, कहीं आपने कुछ गलत डिसीजन ले लिया, तो वो इक्वली इम्पोर्टेंट है। और कुछ ऐसे दोस्त होते हैं जो बाहर से आते हैं, आवाज लगाते हैं, बात करते, काम निकलता, चले जाते हैं। आज हम उन्हीं दोस्तों के कांटेक्ट में है जो हमारे घर पे आके बैठ के बातें करते थे, खाना वाना खा के जाते थे। तो कहीं ना कहीं बात यह है कि हमको अपने जो फ्रेंडशिप है उस पर भी हमको देखना पड़ेगा कि किस टाइप के फ्रेंड्स। अभी फ्रेंड्स तो हम वैसे नहीं चूज कर सकते, लेकिन हम इतना ट्राई कर सकते हैं कि जो फ्रेंडशिप हो ना वो घर वाली हो,
Yes, of
सिर्फ
course.
बाहर वाली ना हो। तो वो एक चीज भी है।
By the way, today is friendship day, so
Oh,
Happy Friendship Day.
happy friendship day to all of you यार, सबको.
Same to
that was
you.
nice, यार।
Same to you all.
Same to you to all.
we used to have bands, like school time पे bands लेके जाते थे। उसके एक दिन पहले खरीदारी शुरू हो जाती थी, किस किसको बैंड लेना है,
I
बस इससे
Really,
प्रॉब्लम हो गया था।
I recently found the band which I had like 6 to 7 years back, and that really made the decision.
wow.
Yeah, that is the moment, you know.
So, Piyush, please conclude कर दे इसको.
Okay.
This.
So we had all the things. We started from the national new educational policy 2020. We had all the things. हमने सब कुछ decide किया. Even a policy क्या है. I think I had some confusions regarding the policy. Those are everything. Almost every confusion is clear now. ठीक है. Discussion से चीज़ें clear होती हैं. ये फिर से prove हो गया. और बहुत सी चीज़ें और एक्स्ट्रा पॉइंट्स जानने को मिले. अच्छी बात यह है कि दिस सेक्शन हैज़ बीन रिकॉर्डेड, सो हमें रिकॉर्डिंग भी मिलेगी इसके बाद में, एंड वी कैन डू द सेल्फ असेसमेंट. एवरीवन कैन गिव द फीडबैक टू अदर्स और हिमसेल्फ ऑल्सो. सो दिस इज़ द बेस्ट थिंग. ट्राई करते हैं कि नेक्स्ट वीक हम थोड़ा सा और बेटर हों. जस्ट बीट आवर टुडे. ओके, हम चीज़ों पे और अभी कुछ सेशंस तक हम और ट्राई करेंगे कि टॉपिक्स को हम सेशन से कुछ घंटों पहले या एक दिन पहले कंसिडर कर लें, जिससे कि हम अभी थोड़ा सा और नॉलेज गेन करें टॉपिक्स पर और सेशंस को थोड़ा सा और इंटरेक्टिव बनाएं. someday we'll be that much able that we can handle the topic inside the group discussion too. Okay, ऐसा होगा कि यार GDs में instantly topic throw किया जाएगा and we can easily start a debate kind of thing and all that thing. Okay, so we'll do that. We are on that. ठीक है, हम सारी चीज़ें करेंगे, but we should start from the basics. Everyone should have the ability to speak to in a topic firstly. Okay, after some sessions we'll ensure that we'll do that thing too. Deepak has joined, and Deepak has not given his views on national education system, new educational system, even though he's a teacher. So we would like to have some views on his views. So Deepak,
हाँ, सबसे पहले तो मैं मतलब आई विश कि मैं अभी सेकंड या थर्ड क्लास में होता.
okay, अपना कैमरा ऑन करना भाई प्लीज.
Everyone does actually.
मास्क ला के बैठा है. कहाँ गया
नहीं
mask?
अभी
Okay,
घर आ गया मैं.
okay. So give some views as your teacher. As a teacher, how you feel? What you feel that this policy will, how this policy will affect the life of students?
I think these policies are better than previous policies because and exit at any point and multiple choice in subjects and this these points I liked most
Okay.
because like I wanna choose maths plus business plus physics that I couldn't.
So do you feel jealous for the students that
Yes.
that will be able to do that? I
Yes,
feel
yes.
jealous. I generously feel jealous for them, to them.
Yes.
So, okay, we had a nice session today. Let us conclude this thing, and let's hope that we can have a better experience in the next session, and we can beat her today. We can, session by session, we can just be a better person, be better in this skill, just can improve our communication skills through these group discussions. And this time investment can be the best. We all want to do one thing, that this 1 hour time that we are doing this group discussion, this should be the best time of a whole week. That sort of thing we need to make this session. Okay, so on that note, let's conclude this session. It was a great experience. Yes. Okay, Grish, Naman, Pranjal, Aryan, Sparsh, Deepak, and Ashish. So this is,
Naman, कुछ कहना है?
Nobody wants to end the call.
Like I
Naman,
want to know data is getting like expired.
Naman,
और इस साल जो ये 75% का हटा है, सबसे ज्यादा नफरत तो मुझे इससे हो रही है.
सच में
That one thing is not the person.
अरे
काश ये मेरे टाइम पे हट गई होती।
हाँ तो आज दीपक आईआईटी में बैठा होता।
हाँ
नहीं, पास आउट हो चुके होते।
हाँ मतलब आईआईटी से पास आउट हो चुका होता।
अपने और फ्रेंड्स को ऐड कर लेना नमन।
Okay, I will let them know.
ठीक है।
Okay.
By the way, Naman, you are a nice person. You added your points very humbly, and if you know something,
Yeah.
to know something is not that important, but how you put your points is very important. So everyone here tried to put their points very humbly and in a very nice way. ये दिखा कि यार आज के सेशन के लिए लोगों ने मेहनत की है, and that sort of thing we need to have. और आगे के सेशंस पे हम ट्राई करेंगे कि सेशन को और इंटरेक्टिव बनाएं और सभी को बहुत अच्छा कुछ सीखने को भी मिले।
Okay. Well, thank you everyone.
Okay, thank you everyone. Signing off.